Hi, it's Tammy from Art in the Alley, and I'm going to create a wire wrap pendant. I'm going to show you how to do it. First of all, I take a piece of wire, just a piece of wire, and this is just any 22 gauge wire. This wire we're going to wrap and sew and stitch beads into to make an amazing pendant. Then we're going to string the pendant beaded on a chain as well. So I'm going to take about 2 feet of wire and start with that. I fold the wire in half and I make a tiny little twist at the top. That's what our wire will go through when we create our beaded pendant. Once I do that, I take the end of the wire, and I'm using a needle nose pliers, and I'm putting on my glasses so I can see. I just take it and I just bend the end of the wire and give it a little twist so that the beads stay on. Then I start wrapping the wire. Really random, I was gonna say willy-nilly. I'm stitching the wire in and out, weaving it, having no particular pattern in mind. Just making the wire into a pendant. So what I'm doing is I'm creating this wire bed, if you will. There's no really wrong or right or wrong, twist and turn until you come up with a fun little piece of wrapped beaded wire. So now that we have this part of the pendant made, we call this the bed, which is just the random wire being wrapped. I now take a second piece of wire, again about 18 inches long for this piece of wire. This is the piece of wire that we're going to actually add the beads and sew the beads into the first piece of wire pendant that we created. You can see my palette today is in the blues and greens, like Lake Superior, aquas, greens, blues. And we just start stringing beads onto the wire. Then we're going to take this wire and we're going to wrap it and stitch it into that first wire bed. And this is how it works together. You start folding the wire over, folding it up, folding the beads, and voila, there is our pendant. I'm going to add a few more beads to this. Once we get it looking the way that we wish, the pendant is done and we create the full necklace. Okay, so here's the pendant we just created by wrapping wire, creating the bed, and then stitching the beads into that first piece of wrapped wire. The next thing you're gonna do is look at my bead tray. And I go, what am I gonna do here? I've already got the small seed beads, is what I start out with. And then I start randomly picking and choosing and laying my beads in this tray. When I start to design, some people like to lay it out all nice and smooth so that they know what they're dealing with. I just look at the shapes and sizes from a random mix of beads, but I always start with 6 of the tiniest seed bead, and I believe they're the size 8s. And that allows me to put my clasp on and off very easily.